good. There you go. Can you hear me now? Let me know that you're here and that you can hear me. Sorry about that. I had my microphone on mute. Emily, can you hear me now? We lost a few people. I'm assuming they probably thought they had audio problems when it's me. Okay. Okay, good. You can hear me now. Let me know that you're here if you already haven't. Tonight we're going to be making a couple of really cute cards. I'm going to go ahead and move you down here so you can see them. We're going to be making this card here. Let me zoom in a little bit on this so you get a little bit better image. Let's see what we can do. That's a little better, isn't it? So we're going to be making this card here, and we're also going to be making this card here. Now, does anybody know what these cards have in common? Hello there. Let me know when you've hopped on. Let me know that you're here. We'll wait a few seconds for a few more people to join. Hi, Cindy. I see you here. Let me see who else. Let's see, my daughter and my husband, and they can hear me too. So these are the cards we're going to be making this evening, and what these have in common is celebration. And I'm going to show you this fabulous pack of paper that you can get free with a $50 purchase. In the celebration catalog, let me grab one real quick here. Of course, you know, there's only 10 days of celebration. So I'm hopping on. I'm going to try to give you a feel for all different products in the celebration catalog, just so you don't miss out in case you're interested in getting some. So this paper I'm using tonight is going to be on page 6, and this actually goes really, really well with a couple of different stamp sets. And let me show you what those are real quick. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull them. So one of the stamp sets that I think that paper goes with is the bird's eye view. And this is just a bunch of little birds and a branch. So you could easily make some cute cards with this branch and add your own little bird. The other one I think that goes well is a bundle, and it's called Seasonal Branches. And that's what this one looks like. And the die set comes with a whole bunch of different branches that you can use along with these leaves and flowers and cute little sentiments. There's also a really cute bird here that you can add. And then the one that I'm going to use tonight is Everyday Details. The reason I picked this, I think it's a real universal stamp set. You have your bird's nest in here. There's some really nice phrases that I thought would go really well with this paper. I'm also going to use tonight a die set, and of course I didn't grab a mini while I was up. Let me get up again. Sorry, folks. Okay, and I have my mini catalog now too. Sorry about that. Okay, so I'm also going to use, and this is kind of a sleeper in here. It's called Thoughtful Moments Hybrid Folder, and it's going to be in your mini catalog on page 18 So let me show you that. It's right here on the bottom. And I like this because earlier today, let me grab these little pieces. I cut out a bunch of these. The nice thing about this die set, it punches out all of these for you at once. Now, what do you do with them? Well, you can leave them like this, or you can convert them to beautiful word sentiments with highlights like this, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Let me get these back off my table. And you can also, on this card, on this one, I actually inked the embossing folder before I cut this out, and that's how I got the really nice highlight on there. So we're going to use this paper, this Flight and Airy 12 by 12 paper, with some of those stamp sets that I've showed you. And just to take a look at this paper, look at how pretty this paper is. Isn't that gorgeous? Let me just show you a few sheets. You can see I kind of chopped some of mine up because these birds in here are really nice pieces. Like on this one, how I popped it up. I didn't have to do any of the stamping or coloring of that bird. I just cut it out of the paper. So you have this side and this side, which is one of my favorites. As you can tell, I have it on this card here that we'll be making. Then there's also this pretty paper here, and lots of birds and branches that you can cut out. And this piece of paper, which I think is very elegant looking. On the one stamp set I'm using, I did cut out some cardstock. I just haven't had a chance to, I got the card in my head. I haven't had a chance to actually put it on paper. If we have time tonight, maybe we'll work with it a little bit. And the back sides of these papers, I don't know if you can see, but they're beautiful. Some have flowers on them, real dainty prints. Others have like a watercolor. You get this big sheet of big birds. And the birds are kind of watercolored look too, which I think are real pretty. So that's the paper pack. Now, what do you have to do to get this paper? You have to spend at least $50 in either the mini catalog, the online exclusives, or the annual catalog. So that's how you get this paper. Okay? So don't miss out. There's only 10 days left of Celebration. Now, I have a little incentive for you all, because who doesn't like free stuff, right? So in addition to anybody who places a $50 order, you are going to get 24 sheets, and they're random sheets of Retired Designer Series paper. So I just randomly picked different papers here, and I put them in a nice baggie to keep them good for you. You get 5 of my pre-made cards. Okay? You get 5 cards, 5 different cards from my stash, and they'll come with envelopes as well. And then you get an embellishment from the annual catalog. I'm sorry, from the mini catalog. Or the annual. I might do either or. I'm just going to randomly select an embellishment that I think will go well with the designer paper that I'm providing you. Some cases it might just be plain rhinestones. In some cases it might be certain colors. So if you spend $50, you will get a little goodie bag like this from me. Now the value of this bag is over $35. So, you know, it's a good thing to get a little stash here for yourself. You'll have 5 cards that are already made, so you don't have to worry about creating them. It gives you free time that you can design your own cards. And I even give you a brand new embellishment that if you like, you can even reorder at any given time. Okay? So when you order, you have to use the hostess code in order to be eligible for this though. Now, if you order $100, I will give you all this plus a ribbon. And you, instead of 24 sheets, you will get 48 sheets of designer series paper. Okay? So don't miss out on this. There's only 10 days left. The way to get this promotion is to make sure that you're putting in your order either online, or you can email me too if you'd like, or call me if you have my number, or text me, and I can get it put in the system for you. Now, if you, hello from Puerto Rico. Who is in Puerto Rico? I gotta find my phone here to see who said that. Just a second. Let's see. All right, where's my Facebook page? Why does it keep messing me up tonight? There I am. All right. Somewhere here. It's lagging so bad. Oh, Jill's in Puerto Rico. I forgot you were going, Jill. Well, I hope the weather is nice there, and make sure that you see the rainforest while you're there, because it is absolutely stunning. And there's a lighthouse too that you can go to, which I think you'd enjoy. I'm just gonna move my one light out of the way a little bit here. I'm getting a little bit of a glare and I don't like it. Let's try that instead. All right, so with that being said, let me go ahead and we are going to get started. Is everybody ready to make cards now? Let me grab my supplies that I just had here somewhere on my desktop. There they are. Hopefully I didn't drop everything. Okay. What fell on the floor? God only knows. All right. So is the weather nice, Jill, in Puerto Rico? Hopefully. Okay, so we're going to start out. That seems too dark. Let's get a little more light back on it. Let's try this. See if that works out better. Okay. We're starting out with a 5.5 by 8.5 piece of cardstock. Okay. And then we're going to score it at 4 1/4, and then you're just going to fold it in half. And you can take your bone folder on that if you'd like. I then took a piece of this beautiful designer series paper. I think it's pretty fabulous. I'm using this side, the blue, the plain blue. Now, it'd probably be really pretty with this side as well, but we're going to use the blue. I'm making this exact card here. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue this down. Now, in my little glue holder here, I do have Tombow liquid glue. I'm having some issues with my thumb that doesn't allow me to squeeze real good. So I switched to this, and I just put my own glue in there, which I really like. Now, I did use Stylish Shapes, and I die cut the largest circle, and it's a stitch circle in that package, and we're gonna use this. I also used the tree branch from Seasonal Branches, and it's just a real simple die, and I ran it through on pecan pie. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put this on our circle with a little bit of glue. Ooh, I got a big glue bubble. Let me get that. So I'm hoping to come to you for the next 10 days. Now keep in mind, I have some events and stuff too, so you may see some recordings, which are going to be just as delightful. I'm sure of that. Now I'm going to take a piece of white cardstock. I thought I had a little piece here. My goodness. Let me go into my cupboard here and grab one. I have lots of scraps. I'm sure I can find one big enough. There's a couple. gonna sit this off to the side because we may need that. Okay, and then I'm going to take the stamp set, Everyday Details, and I'm going to take this beautiful nest here. I love this paper too, Cindy. I think it's beautiful. Oops, let me get rid of this. I was working on, like I said, another card. We're just going to put this on one of our blocks. I'm going to take my Memento ink, and I'm going to ink this up real good. Woo! Goes another stamp set down, stamp set down. So tell me what you guys have been working on. I know Jill's been working on the sun. She's having a good old time, I'm sure of that. Okay, isn't that beautiful? Nice image. All right. Set this up here. We're going to now color this. And I'm going to color it using the Pecan Pie blends. And I like to use the light color first. Whoa, that's not good. Must have been too strong here. There we go. That's much better. And I'm just going to color in all the part with branches. And it doesn't have to be anything fancy because we're going to come back through here with the darker pecan pie. I just recently got back from Mexico. I went to Cabo for my husband's work trip, and it was absolutely fabulous. We stayed at the Hyatt Ziva in Cabo San Lucas. And we had beautiful weather all but 2 days, and we were there for 10, so I don't consider that to be too bad. And we got lots of sunshine, which was nice. We all need the vitamin D this time of year. Makes you feel so good. I know some of you are vacationing in Florida right now, and although you may not have had the best weather right now. I think today in most parts of Florida it didn't rain, which is good. Let's see here. Okay. And now I'm using the darker, and I'm just going to come in and grab some of these areas where it has more lines. This stamp set makes it real easy to color. I'm just coming in here just like this. So, what has everybody been doing in your spare time? I know when I was gone, there was some really nice, like 57-degree days, which we normally don't typically get this time of year. Okay, now I'm going to come in and I'm just going to highlight some of these branches here, just a little bit. And there's some that have leaves on it, and I'm going to use a little bit different color on those just to give them a little pop of green. Now, this I am fussy cutting. Now, do you have to fussy cut this? No, you don't. You could stamp it right on this circle and just lay the branch underneath it, which would be perfectly fine. I am going to use dark old olive now. Let me see if I can zoom you in a little bit so you can see this a little better, what I'm working on. How's that? And I'm just going to go in here on these little leafy parts and just add a little bit of green. I know American Idol started. Are any of you guys American Idol fans? My family's in the house watching it right now without me. They were on my video here for a short period of time. They like to pop on and see what I'm up to. Okay, so we have that little pop of green. Now, I wanted to do something a little bit different here with these eggs. Now, you could take crumb cake and go in here. I wanted this to accentuate the blue a little bit. So I'm going to use dark boho blue. And I'm just going to come in here and you'll see in a minute how I'm making this. And then I'm just going to add a few speckles because I just wanted to be fun. And then we're going to use the color lifter. And I don't know if you guys use that when you're using your blends or not, but I really like it because you can come in here. I can color all over the top of this, and it kind of spreads the color a little bit of the wash. And then I get my really pretty speckled eggs. And now I'm just going to fussy cut this out. So let me grab my paper snips here. There we go. Sorry about my arm in the way. And when I cut something out, I like to just go around it because I want to turn the paper, not the scissors, okay? So if that makes any sense, I'm going to start here, and hopefully you can see me. And this does not have to be perfect because this is a nest, right? I mean, in the wild, it's not going to be perfect either. So tell me, what have you guys been working on? Anybody making cards or some scrapbook pages? Hey, Mom, glad you can join us. Hey, Heather, welcome. Glad you could join us tonight. Let's see, Cindy must be working on a card class. She's one of my team members, and she's doing a fabulous job. We did a retreat a few weekends ago, and it was a lot of fun together. And I'm kind of doing this really quick. You see how I'm just turning the paper though? Maybe you can't, maybe I'm up too far. I had to bring it in closer so my eyeballs can see it. Let me back the camera out a little bit right now so you can see it. Let's do this. There you go. Then you'll be able to see me cutting. And I would have cut this out ahead of time, but I wanted to really show you how easy it is to color this really cute nest. And just go around the outside and kind of get some of those branches. And this card is really easy to put together. There's not much assembly. And it is well worth doing the trimming on this. And like I said, it does not have to be perfect. Hey, Brenda, welcome. Brenda's one of my team members too, and she's doing a lot of events. We have a lot of fun as a team. You know, we have monthly team meetings, and we get together and we do things. We support each other in our different events. We get specialized training, both from me and from my upline, Rhonda Wade. And we just try to have a good time. You know, we have Christmas parties, and, you know, I think it really is a stress reliever because you're getting together, you're doing something fun. We do shoebox swaps, which are a great time as well. Sorry about that. My eyes are watering. I'm concentrating too hard on cutting this out. It's kind of like walking and talking and chewing bubble gum at the same time, right? Let's see here. Almost done. And you don't have to go way down deep into these pieces. You know, like I said, I'm just going around, just giving a little bit of dimension, turning this little piece of paper like a wild woman. We did a fun thing yesterday. My daughter's a photographer, for those of you that don't know. And Rhonda had a sign up where you could go down, and my daughter was taking the pictures for all of us who wanted a nice, you know, really nice profile picture. And Emily does a fabulous job. I'm going to try to do another one here at the studio probably in May, once the new catalog launches, so people can show their new goodies. Okay, so I finally have, hopefully that wasn't like paint drying on the wall. I have my little bird's nest here, and I'm going to pop this up on some dimensionals. Let me grab those. And we're just going to put like 3 or 4 behind here. I love dimensionals. And, you know, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but when you order the black dimensionals, you get both sizes in one package. And I like to use those if I'm trying to conceal something. It works out really good. I use a lot of them during Halloween because, you know, you use a lot of black paper. And so I'm just going to put this right here. Isn't it just so cute? And then there is bird paper, which let me pull that piece. Give me just a second. I'll show you which set I actually cut it out of. I cut it out of this piece here. So if you have this paper already at home, you can make these cards. Let me just figure out where I can sit this paper so it doesn't get in my way. So we just need to pick a bird out. And it can be any bird. It doesn't have to be that bird that I picked. I like the ones that have like the pecan pie and the calypso coral. But I'd have to cut way in to get him. So let's see. Let's do one. Choices. Let me see if I can grab this little bugger down here. He looks like he's pretty easy to cut out. I'm just going to chop him out of the paper. Now, if you didn't want to chop your paper up like I'm doing here, you don't have to. Let me get a little bit more brightness on this. That's better. Okay. And I'm just going to come in and I'm just going to cut just this little bird out. As I almost chop off my fingers. I just sharpened all my scissors, and it's so nice to be able to have sharp snips again. Okay, so we get our little bird, and we're going to put him on a dimensional. There we go. We're going to put him on this little branch right here. Now, I could put him inside the nest too, but I liked him on the outside. So there's our piece there, and we are going to put that on with dimensionals on the card base. Now, if you are making a lot of these, you may not want to put dimensionals here for mailing purposes. It might make it a little thick. I don't really care about that. I even pay extra for my cards if I have to get them hand stamped. I think it's just nice for people to be able to have them. Oh, our next team meeting is the second Thursday of the month. I am working on a video right now, though, because a lot of people ask me about the tutorial builder and how to use it. So I'm working on a video for you guys to do a walkthrough of that. But our normal team meeting is the second Thursday here coming up in March. Now, I've already gone ahead and I have, now I'm a little too bright, aren't I? I've gone ahead and punched out this thank you, but I want to show you how I did this so that you can do it yourself, okay? So I'm going to move this off to the side. I have a piece of white paper here. I got to move this paper again. That paper keeps getting in the way. I'm going to pull in my cut and emboss machine, and hopefully you guys can see this. I put my main platform down, and then I'm going to use the number 4 platform, which is the gray. So that's going to be my sandwich. But before I do that, let me slide this out of the way because I forgot we have to do the template here, and I didn't clean this the last time. Shame on me. Just give me 1 second. My chamois not wet that come with my glass mat, or I could have used that to wipe it off. So we're going to resort to wipes here. Give me a minute, and I'm going to remove the ink so I can show you. Now this cuts out, and you really want to remove the ink so it doesn't stain your folder right away, but I was a little tied up with other things going on. So the first thing I want to do is I want to decide what phrase I want to use on the card. I can use thank you. I can use thinking of you. There's a whole bunch of different ones. There's hello, oh happy day, love you. Let's see. Here's something. Oh, what does this say? I should just pull it out. You make me happy. Well, I was wrong about that one. Celebrate just because. Get well with sympathy. I think I am going to, on this one, I already have a thank you done for the card. So I'm going to show you, I'll do thinking of you, which is up here in the corner. And we are going to do this very easily. I'm going to take a piece of white paper here that I have, and you only need a small piece. I'm just going to chop a piece off. And before I put the metal plate on, I'm going to come in here with Misty Moonlight. Well, come on. There we go. And I'm just going to go over the thinking of you over here in the corner. So I'm inking up my embossing folder. Okay? Now, I'm going to put on my template here. Whoops. I think I got it the wrong way. Oh, come on, Lisa. Hold on. Oh, and I did. Nope, Stampin' Up, that's right. There we go. All right. And then I'm going to put down my paper in this corner. Now, the trick to this is the metal part and the ink always go on the side that has the Stampin' Up logo. Can everybody see that? So I inked up the side that had the Stampin' Up logo. I put the metal template down, and now I put my piece of paper down. Now I'm going to grab my cut and emboss machine, and I'm going to take this embossing folder with my base plate. My crease in my embossing folder is here, and I am going to put my gray plate on top, which is my number 4 plate, and then I'm just going to crank this through. I'm sorry if my table jiggles here. Got to use a little strength. Oh. Okay. And now we take this out. I'm going to move this back to the side here. Are you guys ready for the magic? Doesn't look like much yet, does it? But watch. Look at how beautiful that is. Isn't that just perfect? Now, there's other techniques that you can do. On this one, I took a blending brush and I blended in a lighter blue. I think I used boho blue with the blending brush, and then I put Misty Moonlight on here on the embossing folder and ran it through, and that kind of gave me this two-tone look. So you can do it different ways depending on what you're looking for. You can also do it, and I'll show you this with one of the pieces I have. I'll grab Celebrate here. Or wait, I'll use Happy Day. It's right here. So you can see it. You can also take, let me get that out of the way. You can also take your blends, and I would do this on a glass mat because it just makes it that much easier. You can use either the brush end or the pointed end. I'm going to show you brush end first. If you just swipe across, you can see how it picks up the letters, and they'll always be darker than the background. Okay? Now, do I love that? It could be fun if you did it in ombre, you know, like a rainbow color, or did many different colors of blue. You know, you could really make something different. You can also take a blending brush. Let me see if I have mine here. I think I do. And you can do this after the fact. And I'm going to use Misty Moonlight on here just so you can see it. And I can just rub across this, and it picks up the, whoops, I pulled a little too hard on the letter C there. But you can see how you can pull out the detail that way. And it gives you a totally different look. And you can go over certain parts with a lot, and like I did here in the center. And I don't know if you can see that real well because of the lighting, but it really does give you a different look. Okay? So there's a lot of different options to use this set. You can also cut out the background with just the dies. And that's what I did on this card here. I put a little layer behind here. I don't know if you can see it. We'll see. Of Highland Heather. Just to pop that top part, and a little bit on the Y and the O. So you could do that as well. But for this card, I just wanted to show you how you can get different looks. You could also use different colors of cardstock and then use different colors of ink in the inside. So then your cardstock would be lighter and your ink would be the darker color to create even a different look. Hey Tina, welcome from Florida. Hope you're having a good time. Okay, back to our card. So since we did the thank you, I'm going to continue with that trend with this thank you here. I have a piece that is Misty Moonlight, and it's 1 inch by 4 inches. And I also have this, what do we call it? Wavy trim. This is from the annual catalog. And I'm just going to put some wavy trim on here. Now, you could glue this down with a glue dot on each end, or you could wrap it around the back. And I like to use wrapping tape, Scotch tape, magic tape. I like to use that when I do that. I'm going to show you how you can just use a glue dot on here. Grab my end of my glue dots here. And I'm just going to pick off one. I'm going to put it on the end. And then I'm going to pick off another one. Normally I use my take your pick tool, but I think I left it in my car. I had an event and used it for that. Okay, and then we're just going to lay this on here like so. And run it across here. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, you could put one in the middle if you want. Then I'm going to come in with my ribbon shears and cut that off. And do the same for this side. Okay. And then we're going to do the same thing again because I put 2 layers on here. I really like the look of it. Sorry about my desk. I got like lots of paper from all that trimming, and now I have added to that little pieces of ribbon. And then we're going to put another one on here like this. And another one down here like that. We're going to take another piece of this wavy trim. Oops, I think that one followed me on my finger. Well, we'll just put him down right where he needs to be. There we go. And there we go. And then we're going to trim it off as well. Just like that. And just like that. And I'm going to glue that right down. Now the last one I popped up because I used tape, and that's what made me want to use the glue dots. As you can see, this has too much play in it, and I don't like it as well. So let's go ahead and we're going to add some glue. Again, this is my Tombow glue in my fancy glue gun here, so I can actually squeeze it. The Tombow comes out pretty easily, but I still have trouble. Let's see, there we go. And now we're going to pop up our thank you. Now you could put the thank you anywhere. You could put it off to the side and so forth, but I'm going to put it just like we did our other one. Okay? And you are just going to add dimensionals to this in the center. And then I did one up here at the top just because it's going to stick up a little bit higher. And we add more dimensional backings. And we're going to put this just like this centered. Fabulous. Now we could add a little bling if we wanted to around the edges. But isn't that beautiful? Who wouldn't like to get this card? And then, of course, we can add a sentiment to the inside of our choosing. I'm going to go ahead and show you, though, because I don't want to have you here all night, right? Looking forward to being home. I know that feeling. About day 8 of our trip in Mexico, I was ready to come home. I missed my dog and my kids. Okay, we're going to set that one aside. Now we're going to work on this card here. Let me get some of this junk off my desktop. All right, now for this one, this set of dies, I really, really like these. Let me find my page that they're on in the catalog. Just 1 second here. This might have been the online exclusive. I can't remember which, so give me a second. And I'll post all the supplies I'm using here. I have a new way to give you guys a link where it will add all to cart. And then if you don't want something in there, you just click on the X to get rid of it. Makes it real easy. Let's see. Where are those dies? They are called Everyday Details. They go with the Everyday Details bundle. So the stamp set that I'm using tonight is a bundle pair here. The bundle is $52, which would qualify you for a free celebration item and my $35 gift bag for you. And that is going to be on page 69 as a recap, or you can find it on page 28 if you want to look at all the other items that they may have designed with this. Look at this stamp set. Isn't that just beautiful? I just love this. I just think it offers so much. Now, one thing that I did with this, which I think you'll like, I took, I don't know if you can see it, I threaded the linen thread through each hole on here. Now, when I'm making this card for you tonight, I'm not going to do that, but it's very easy. You start at the end here, you come up from the bottom and go to the top, back down, up, just standard threading. Now, if you are a needle pointer, you are going to love this because there's circles. And as you can see in the set, when I showed it to you here, there is circles, rectangles of all different sizes here that you could actually stitch. There's even a long panel here that you could do some stitching on. This is not like your normal cross stitch, of course. It's easy stitching, but it really did change the look on this card. And we'll compare the two when I do the second one here. So I've gone ahead, at least I thought I went ahead. Okay. Sometimes I baffle myself here. I know I had the pieces all cut. We might have to do a quick cut job. I'm looking to see if it fell on the floor. Give me 1 second. Sorry about this. There's our stamp set. That was another card I was going to do. Well, where did it go? I guess we're just going to cut another piece. Oops, maybe I found it. Nope, maybe I didn't. Let me go ahead and grab the paper here. This is all right. This gives you another opportunity to see me cutting paper, right? So I'm just going to cut a card base and turn this around so I can see something at 5.5 by 8.5. There we go. And then I'm going to score it at 4.25. Okay. And I've gone ahead, I pre-cut a bird on this one, and I did have a branch too. All right. Somebody's messing with me. We'll have to cut another one. I know I had one earlier. I'll cut one real quick. It'll take me just a hot second. I probably have to cut a, wait. My plates are looking so bad. Whoops. Hey, Mary Jean. Mary Jean, I know you were at class tonight. Hopefully you had a good time. I'm just going to go in here like this. I'm going to cut a quick branch in my little scrap piece. All right. Oh, helps if you take the other piece out. Like, why isn't this going? Now we're moving. We're jiggling all over the place. All right. And while I'm at it, I got my branch. Throw that piece away. I'm going to do a white square. I'm sorry, white rectangle using our die set. I know I just laid it down. There we go. I apologize. I know you can't see this. I don't know if it'll run through with all the stuff I got on my table. So let me just do one here real quick. Jiggle, 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 right? Okay. And then we get this wonderful piece. We set this all off to the side. Oh, there we go. Put my die where I won't lose it. All right. So now I have, and I need my take your pick brush tool to get all these little pieces out. That's all right, we'll get them. This is one die set that you want to have your garbage can handy. I can't even imagine what my floor is going to look like after this. Because these little pieces stick to everything. It's kind of like those packaging peanuts that you get and you pull them out and they have so much static on them that they stick to your clothing, they stick to your feet. They're all over the place. All right. Now, if I was going to stitch this, let me just show you real quick how that would go about. Okay, I have a piece of the linen thread here. What I would do is I would start from underneath, come up, and then just go down. It's that easy. And then you come up again. My eyes are not real good. That's why I did one ahead of time so you can see it. Just flip it over. And then you come back through the bottom. And you just continue to do that all the way across to give you that stitch look. I'm not going to do that because, number one, my eyes are not that great tonight. But number two, it does take a little bit of time. I mean, you'd be definitely putting in some extra effort on that. Okay, let's go ahead. We're going to glue down our piece of the Designer Series paper. Again, we're using that Flight of Air, Airy Flight paper in the Celebration. And this is my second favorite piece in there. And I'm just going to add some glue to the back. And again, I'm using Tombow liquid glue. I just put it in my thing to make my hand have a little bit easier time. There we go. Okay, now that piece is on there. This time I'm just going to pop this up. Let me make sure I got a couple little pieces on the back here. Get those out. So this way you got a couple ideas on what you can do with this. If you don't stitch it, we're just going to tie a really cute bow on this. But before we do that, we're going to pop this up. And when you're doing this, you want to make sure that you're not putting it all the way to the edge because you don't want it to show through your trim on here. There we go. There. Guess I had that one. All right, now you're going to come in here and you're going to kind of center this. Now, I did leave a little bit more space at the top just because I'm putting my sentiment up there. There we go. Now I'm going to take my little branch. And you could go over this with a blending brush too if you wanted to. And make the branch a little darker in spots. There we go. Add a little Tombow to that. And voila. Put our branch on. And now I'm going to add dimensionals to the little birdie piece. Now I hand cut this out of a piece of Designer Series paper. Now if you wanted to, you could use one of those other stamp sets I mentioned earlier. And you could stamp different birds on here if you wanted to. Or die cut different birds. And I like to leave a little bit of the branch showing. I just think it looks nice. Now this, and now I remember why I didn't have purple. Hold on a minute. Well, I guess it's too late. I had cut a piece of Calypso coral because my flowers in here were like a coral color. That's why I couldn't find my Highland Heather. Oh, goodness. All right, and then I'm just going to make a little bow here. Maybe I'll try to do a double bow. I don't know if I have no, I don't have enough. All right, we'll just do a single bow. Nice little sloppy bow. Ooh, that turned out good. I'm just going to cut this. There we go. Maybe a little bit smaller. Okay. Let me see here. Oh, I bet you guys were having a good time, Mary Jean. I'm a little jelly. I wanted to get people to be able to see and not miss out on Celebration, so I worked on these cards today and sharing them with you guys tonight. And feel free to go back and watch the replay too. And the nice thing is I do have this on YouTube as well as Facebook group and page. And I really like the YouTube because then you can save it to your watch list. So if you want to go back and recreate these items, you can, which I think is a real bonus. Now, just like before, you know, you can put the sentiment on. I have this nice one in Misty Moonlight, which kind of matches my bird since I've used every other color on here. Or I can take one of these. Let's see. I want to add some color to this. Let me run this back through. And I'll show you how to do this too, because if you cut these out in white and vanilla, it's really endless, the possibilities. So let me pull my cut and emboss machine back in here. And, you know, before we did the Misty Moonlight piece, and let me wipe that off before we get started, and I'll show you how we can easily... This one says, "You make me happy." So in my embossing folder here, I'm going to find the one that says "You make me happy," which is right here. I'm going to ink it up with the Highland Heather. Okay, let me open this. I should have did this before. So I'm just inking up that spot on here where that cutout is. Okay. Now I'm going to put my template back down, and my piece that says "You make me happy," I'm going to put it right in the spot here where this was cut out before. I'm going to carefully shut this, and I mean very carefully. And I'm going to take my seamed edge in. So now I got my piece that has already been cut out before. So I did a whole page of white. I've inked up the side that has the Stampin' Up! Logo. And now I'm just going to run it through. Ooh. Whew. Okay, let me get this out of the way. And look it, you can go back through and add color to those that you have already cut out, which is a real bonus when you're working on stuff. You know, I may only have a few minutes and I want to add different color to pieces I already have. That's an easy way to do it. So bringing back our card, and you can see, I'll bring it up here so you can see it. I took one of these pieces that I already had cut out, re-inked the embossing folder, and put this in the correct spot upside down. So it'd be like this going through, and ran it through the cut and emboss machine and added the color of my choice after the fact. So now I'm going to add dimensionals to the back of it. If one will fit here or not. Let's see. Oh yeah, there we go. Let's see if I can get one on the H down here too. There. Get that all popped up pretty. Whoops. And then we can stick that right here. If I can get it on there straight. And there is a card already done. So we did these two cards with that. And one's stitched, one's not stitched. And you can see the difference, you know, is it worth a little extra time to string that through? I would have to say yes. Just using the linen thread, it's real easy. You could use a needle if you have a larger threading needle, or you can use your fingers. I kept licking the end. I know that's probably not ideal, but wanted to share that with you. So we made that card tonight, and we made this card tonight. So I hope you like those. Now let me go back. I want to share with you one more time. Hold on one second. Oh, I got way too much stuff on my desk. I don't like this feeling. Give me a second. I got to clean a spot off here so I can share with you. So again, that's one of the stamp sets that goes well with this bundle. The one we use tonight is Everyday Details. And another one that goes well is the Bird's Eye View. It has kind of the same types of birds in it, so I thought it went well with that. So if you don't have this paper and you want this paper, I mean, there's many items in the Salebration catalog. You know, you can pick what you want. I'm going to highlight some of them this week so you can see them. And if you place an order of $50, you're going to get 24 sheets of 6x6 paper. It is retired paper. I try to give you a good variety pack. You're going to get 5 cards from me that are already made from my card stash, and there'll be a variety of different cards. And then you're going to get 1 embellishment from either the annual catalog or the mini catalog that I'm going to try to match up with your paper pretty good. Now this is over a $35 value, this little bag. I'm going to ship it to your house once you put your order in. Now, I do have to tell you, you do need to put in the host code. So let me go ahead. I'm going to give you that host code. Give me 1 second here. Let's see. See if I can get it. Where did my host code go? 1 sec. Well, that is about the bizarre thing. Huh. Well, let me pop it up here real quick. I don't know where it went. Well, give me 1 second, and I will put it up here for you. Come on, computer. All right, give me 1 minute. Now this host code you'll want to add because it is going to, number 1, earn you this package when you place a $50 order, okay? If you don't put the hostess code in, I don't know that you listen to this and that that's what you wanted, and it's hard for me to pull a file. So it's much easier if you add this host code, and then I know to send this to you. Okay, let me get the host code off of my head. There, now we're cooking on high. So this is the host code that you'll want to use when you're placing your order. Now, if you place a $100 order, you can either pick a $100 item, or you can celebration item, or you can pick 2 $50 items. If you place a $100 order, I'm going to give you an additional embellishment, most likely a ribbon that's going to match, and I am going to give you 48 sheets of paper instead of 24, and you will get 8 cards. I'm sorry, 10 cards instead of the 5. Okay, so it doubles the whole thing for you. So I hope you enjoyed tonight. I see people saying, oh, it's lots of fun, always laughing. Yep, at Cheryl's, I know she does a great job. Hopefully you like these Facebook Lives just as much tonight as you would an in-person class. I'm going to try to be doing a lot more of this online. I know I've been battling with a few health issues, and I'm trying to get those under control. And I finally have my new computer working like it should. So hopefully I'll get a little bit more design time. I don't know if you guys spend a lot of time designing, but it takes a long time. These 2 cards today took me quite a lot of time just to, a couple hours just to put them together. So I'll post the products that I used in here. So if you have any questions, you know what products I used tonight. And I will be seeing you tomorrow night with a couple on-the-fly cards. And I don't even know what stamp set I'm using yet, but it'll be one of them that either coordinates with the celebration item or it will be a celebration item. I like the little critters that are in the celebration. So hopefully you can join me again. It'll probably be around 7:30, 8 o'clock. I do have to feed my family and unwind a little bit from work. So I will see you then. Thank you for joining tonight, and everybody take care.